Hello and welcome to the MCQ lecture series. In the previous class, we have talked about some of the important MCQs with respect to microeconomics, which is the special economics paper for SYBA. In today's class as well, I am going to discuss some of the important questions with respect to microeconomics. So let's get started. Now these two questions are from the first chapter, and thereafter we are going to look into questions with respect to the second chapter. So let us look at the last two questions from first chapter. The first question is, in economic modeling, dash variable is the one whose value is determined outside the model and is imposed on the model. Now the value of that particular variable is determined outside the model and the value is made as an input or it is imposed on the model itself. What do you call such a variable? Whether it is exogenous, whether it is endogenous, whether it is equation or none of the above. So here, when the value is determined outside the model, you call such a variable to be exogenous variable, which is option A, exogenous variable. That means in economic modeling, exogenous variable is the one whose value is determined outside the model and is imposed on the model. I hope this question is pretty much clear. Let us now move to the next question, which is, in economic modeling, dash variable is the one whose value is determined by the model. Now a variable whose value is determined by the model is called as whether exogenous, whether endogenous, whether equation or none of the above. So here we have seen that whenever a variable is there and its value is determined outside the model, you call such a variable to be exogenous variable. But when the variable whose value is determined by the model itself, you call such a variable to be endogenous variable, and therefore option B is the correct answer to this particular question. Now we have dealt with 15 MCQs, that is 13 I think from the previous, rather 14 MCQs, 12 in the previous lecture and 2 in this lecture. So these were some of the MCQs from chapter 1. Now here onwards we are going to look into MCQs with respect to chapter 2. So let us look at the first question. Utility is defined as dash derived by a consumer after the consumption of a commodity or bundle of commodities. Utility is defined as what? Whether it is defined as satisfaction, whether it is defined as demand, whether it is defined as supply or none of the above. So here, if at all you have studied what utility particularly means, it is just the want satisfying power of a good. So therefore here utility is defined as the satisfaction which is derived by a consumer after the consumption of a commodity or bundle of commodities. Therefore option A, satisfaction, is the correct answer. Utility is the satisfaction which a consumer derives after the consumption of a good or bundle of goods. I hope this question is pretty much clear. Let us now move to the next question, which is talking about the type or types of utilities per se. Now here the question is framed in this fashion: which of the following denotes the types of utilities? Let us look at the underlying options. The first option is talking about cardinal utility only. Second is talking about ordinal utility only. The third is talking about both cardinal as well as ordinal utilities. And the last is none of the above. So here the correct answer is option C, both cardinal utility as well as ordinal utility. In cardinal utility we are looking at the marginal utility analysis, whereas in the ordinal utility analysis we are looking at the indifference curve analysis. Therefore both cardinal and ordinal are the types of utilities, and therefore option C is the correct answer. That means which of the following denotes types of utilities? Both cardinal as well as ordinal, not individually but collectively. So this option is the correct answer. I hope the question is pretty much clear. Let us now move to the next question. Dash provided, or who provided, the measure of utility in cardinal terms or cardinal numbers? Who is the one? Whether it is A, Alfred Marshall, whether it is B, Amartya Sen, whether it is C, John Maynard Keynes, or none of the above. So here it is pretty much clear that it was Alfred Marshall who provided the measure of utility in terms of cardinal numbers or cardinal terms. So therefore option A, Alfred Marshall, is the correct answer to this particular question. I hope the question is pretty much clear. Let us now move to the next question, which is in a sense talking about cardinal utility analysis, and the question is like this: in cardinal utility analysis, dash are used to denote utility. What are used to denote utility? Whether numbers, alphabets, ranks, or none of the above. So here in this question, what do you think is used to assign or used to denote utility in cardinal utility analysis? So the correct answer here is A numbers, because it is measured in cardinal numbers of numbers like 1, 3, 5 and like this. Yeah, so these are the ways in which you can use cardinal numbers to denote utility. In case of ordinal utility analysis or indifference curve analysis, you rank the preferences. Yeah, so that is the difference between cardinal and ordinal utility analysis, and therefore in cardinal it is numbers, in ordinal it is ranking the preferences. So I hope the difference between the two is pretty much clear with respect to this question. This was specifically with respect to cardinal utility analysis, hence the answer is numbers. I hope this is clear. Let us now move to the next question, which is talking about the assumptions of cardinal utility analysis. Now here the question is framed in this fashion: which of the following denotes assumptions of cardinal utility analysis? And the underlying options are rationality, that means the consumer is rational; utility is cardinally measurable, that means you can measure the utility in numbers, that is cardinal numbers. Then the third is diminishing marginal utility, which I'll be talking about in the coming parts or probably in the coming questions as well. So diminishing marginal utility, which means that as a consumer consumes more and more units of a commodity, the utility which he or she generates out of the consumption of that particular commodity tends to diminish as he or she consumes more units of that particular commodity. For example, the first unit was giving me utility of 10 utils. The second unit of the same commodity will give me utility of say probably 8 units. Successively, as I increase the consumption of that particular commodity, the utility is going to go down. That is why diminishing marginal utility. Marginal utility means the additional utility, which I am going to talk about in the next questions which are there. So diminishing marginal utility and all of the above. So these, which of these are assumptions of cardinal utility analysis? In a sense, all these three things, that is the rationality of the consumer, utility is cardinally measurable, and DMU, that is diminishing marginal utility, are true with respect to assumptions of cardinal utility analysis, and therefore option D, all of the above, is the correct answer to this particular question. I hope the question is pretty much clear. Let us now move to the next question, which is a definition sort of a question, and it is framed in this fashion: dash is the sum total of utility derived from the consumption of all the units of a commodity. Here you have to make sure that you give stress on sum total utility derived from the consumption of all the units of a particular commodity. So here, what do you call such a thing? Whether you call it to be marginal utility, whether you call that thing to be total utility, or you just call it utility, or none of the above. So here what is happening is I am summing up the utility which is derived from the consumption of all the units of a commodity. Let us assume that this is talking about the consumption units and this is talking about the utility. So the first unit is giving me 10 utils, the second unit is giving me say 8 utils, the third unit is giving me say 6 utils. When I sum all this up, that is what I am talking about here. So this is when you know that you are summing up something, that particularly means whether it is marginal, whether it is total, whether it is utility or none of the above. Whenever you are summing it up, it is obviously total utility, and therefore option B, total utility, is the sum total of utility derived from the consumption of all the units of a particular commodity. Now when you look at total utility mathematically, the total utility looks like this. It is summation of marginal utilities. So total utility is usually the summation of marginal utilities, and therefore option B, total utility, is the correct answer to this particular question. I hope the question is pretty much clear. Let us now move to the next question, again a definition sort of a question. Dash refers to the additional utility. Again you have to stress on this word, additional utility, on account of consumption of additional units of a commodity. So again, additional utility on account of consumption of additional units of a commodity. What do you call it? Whether you call it total utility, whether you call it marginal utility, whether you call it utility, or none of the above. So here you have to read it carefully. When it is additional utility due to additional units of consumption, that particularly means I am looking at the marginal value of it, and therefore the correct answer here is marginal utility. So whenever I am looking at marginal utility, what I am doing is I am subtracting the utility which I am generating after the consumption of a particular unit. For example, let us look at marginal utility in these three consumptions. The first consumption unit gave me utils of 10, second gave me 8, third gave me 6. So whenever I am looking at the marginal utility, what is effectively happening is marginal utility is equal to total utility n minus total utility n minus 1. So here if this value is n and this value is obviously n minus 1, so what I am going to do is 6 minus 8. So this is going to be 6 minus 8, which is going to be minus 2. So this is my marginal utility, that is additional utility which I got, which is 2 utils less when I consumed one more unit of a commodity. So total marginal utility is always total utility n minus total utility n minus 1. So I hope the idea is pretty much clear with respect to both total utility and marginal utility. Total utility is just the summation, marginal utility is talking about the difference between the nth consumption and the n minus 1th consumption. So I hope mathematically it is pretty much clear. If at all you are finding mathematics difficult, just remember that whenever there is additional utility on account of consumption of additional unit of any commodity, then you get something called as marginal utility. I hope this question is pretty much clear. Let us now move to the important question, which is what is the relationship between the two, between marginal utility and total utility? What can be the possible relation between the two? And the question is framed in this fashion: what is true with respect to the relationship between marginal utility and total utility? Let us look at the first option. When marginal utility is 0, total utility is maximum. That is the first option. The second is when marginal utility is negative, total utility starts to diminish. The next is when total utility increases as long as marginal utility remains in the positive coordinates. And last is all of the above. So here, which of the following is true with respect to the same? So let us look at it with the help of curve or graph. So let us assume, okay, so here this is my marginal utility curve. It is becoming negative after this point. So this is point 0. Okay, this is my total utility curve. The total utility curve, this is the total utility curve. It is reaching its maximum here and then it is falling down. So here the first point is saying that when marginal utility is 0, total utility is maximum. So this is the relationship between the two. Okay, this is the first relationship between the two. When marginal utility is 0, total utility reaches maximum. This is true. Second is when marginal utility is negative, total utility starts to decline. So as soon as marginal utility enters into the negative coordinate, we see that total utility starts to diminish or decline. So this is again true. The third is total utility increases as long as marginal utility is in the positive coordinates. That means total utility is increasing and reaching the maximum when the marginal utility is in the positive coordinates. Once the marginal utility goes into negative, it is going to start declining or diminishing. So this is also true. So therefore all these 3 points are true with respect to the relationship between marginal utility and total utility, and hence option D, which is all of the above, is the correct answer to this particular question. I hope the idea of what utility means, what are the different types of utilities, thereafter how do you measure or who gave the measure of utility in cardinal terms, what do you use to denote cardinal utility, thereafter what are the assumptions of cardinal utility, also the idea of total utility and marginal utility and the relationship between the two is pretty much clear with respect to some of these MCQs which we have discussed just now. In the next lecture, I'll continue with some of the more important MCQs with respect to chapter 2, which will cover ordinal utility analysis after this, which means the indifference curve analysis, and thereafter we'll cover more MCQs with respect to the following chapters as well. So please stay tuned for more. Thank you.